All right, guys, so today I'm with my man Joseph. We're gonna be doing a one-on-one class. We're gonna be going over, shear work, mechanic, a little bit of curly hair, and a lot of content stuff. So stay tuned and watch to the end. We're about to get into it. So my goal with this is just to provide as much value to you, so you can understand it. It's not about doing it, it's more so about understanding
what you're doing, like with everything. And that's kind of what my problem was. I feel like sometimes I do, like, I just kind of just be guessing, like, is this gonna work?
Yep.
Is that gonna work? And it makes me take more time, makes me do things with a little less confidence as well. Because like, if I know what I'm doing, I'll be more confident like every little step I take.
Exactly, in the system. Systems take out guesswork. It takes out I gotta do. No, it takes it all out. So what courses have you took on shear work?
I took Joshua Piece, but I haven't really got into it. I feel like something I was gonna need to work on more. But I guess you would say my problem was I'll make my foundation like all the way around the ridge. Whenever I get to the top, sometimes I don't elevate enough, or I elevate too low or too high, and it sits really heavy. And I have to do clip over comb, shear over comb, and then ends up building the whole foundation. So I basically just wasted 20, 30 minutes making my foundation, and then it takes even longer. And then when it's like comes to flow, sometimes like I had them on with the slick back, you're gonna see that comes in later. Okay. He had like, these are really pushed high up. So I didn't know how to work with what I had basically. Yeah. So everything flowing back was fine, but this was very disconnected with this. Yeah. So I kind of see how you kind of do it, where you start kind of like from here and go backwards, but I didn't know how to do that. So that's kind of why I was like, damn.
Yeah, the thing about, I love Joshua Piece technique. I use it personally on the top. But I don't do the block graduation on the side just because it can get kind of confusing, especially if you want to build flow. And the thing about his system, if you're going to use it, you have to stay consistent throughout the whole part.
Or else you kind of fall off. Just like you say, the system is important. If you once you mess up one thing in your system, that's going to throw off everything.
It's over. Then you got to adopt a new system or make your own, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of made my own shear work system. We'll get into it later. So a crop, what style?
Usually goes forward.
Forward, right? So you're going to be doing a lot of forward techniques, not backward, forward techniques. Can you do backward techniques? Sure. But the majority of your scissor work is going to be forward. Now, when we think about a slick back, what direction is that flowing in?
Flowing back.
Flowing back. So that's where, regular graduation going backwards. So my first slide is a question slide. Usually people start this at the end. I want to jot down your specific questions so that we can make sure we answer them on the slideshow. So what are some specific questions you have?
For pertaining content, pertaining haircutting, the whole like China shebang?
Everything.
I would say is when it comes to haircutting, like the fading part, the problems I have is like I can get like the main steps of the way, but me developing, like having that really like blurry like effect where like it's like Instagram perfect kind of thing. That's the thing I kind of struggle with the most. And yeah, like I said, when I was telling you better before with the shear work, kind of like I know my mechanics, but I don't know why I'm doing them. So like I said, I was doing the block graduation, but I wasn't really knowing exactly I didn't know why I was splitting the hair down the middle and pulling it down to my black graduation. I didn't know why I was doing it. So that's why it would come out in a certain way. Sometimes it would come out good, sometimes it would come out bad, sometimes it would come out too heavy, not heavy enough, things of that sort. And when it pertains to content, like I'm getting, like the past 2 months, really all I've been working on is kind of showcasing. But my question is, now that I feel like I'm getting pretty good at that, one, and two, obviously, like I said, I need to work on my skill set, which obviously goes into my content to look better overall. But my thing is, how can I take the showcasing that I've improved on and do other things like transformations, consultations, and basically step-by-step process videos? Because all I've been doing is kind of working on those, knowing how to take good angles and knowing how to do the showcases kind of thing.
Anything else?
No, not really, because I'm not lying. I know he had told me the last week to use my trimmer guide, like go on the trimmer. Yes. And that was kind of making more problems for me. So what I decided to do was, before I was being scared, so I would do my clipper closed, but I wouldn't really bald out under it and use the shaver under. I wouldn't do it right away. So
it's gonna make problems later on.
Yeah. So my thing was, all right, let me just do the shit. Let me just get it out the way instead of coming back with a shaver, because sometimes I don't know how to I'm not really good at fading down, or I can't do a fade and then come with the shaver under and not know when to stop kind of thing. So I was just doing it first to get out the way, and that was improving my time and my cuts, I felt like. So I kind of took what you said and then kind of put my own spin on it.
First up, we're gonna start with sectioning, kind of understanding why we section. Why do you section? Like specifically in a haircut, why do you section? Why won't you section on a certain haircut? Like if I were to cut your hair now, I probably wouldn't have to section it. Why? Because
It's kind of shorter already.
exactly. You don't need a haircut that much, you know what I'm saying? So for me, this is me. I section when a client is woofing or overgrown. It helps you stay organized with your haircutting, but it doesn't promise a good haircut. You could do all the sections in the world,
and the cut can still be trash if you don't have the right mechanics.
Exactly. Whereas you can also not really section it, but know what you're doing with the shears and you can get it done.
Fire ass cut, yeah.
It's not always about the technical stuff, but the technical stuff helps us to prep, to execute. It's like, you know, practice in basketball. If you practice every day, like, you know, you're more than likely gonna perform, you know, better in the game than the person who's not practicing. But occasionally you'll get those guys like AI who don't really practice, but they-
Who are just like physically, who are just really gifted.
So the types of graduation sections are horseshoe, triangular, and square. So when you don't saturate the hair a lot, you're doing that out of fear. You're trying not to wet the client. Bro, I used to do the same thing. It's like you're scared of their reaction, bro.
They want to get they want to get their hair cut.
Yeah. So what shape are we making when we do graduation?
Usually, correct me if I'm wrong, but longer to shorter, right?
Right, but what shape does that make?
To be honest, I don't really know the answer to that question.
You don't know? Okay, we'll show you.
Because I feel like I do know, but I don't.
Give me a guess. Think about in the back.
In the back?
Like we're doing graduation, we're finished. We pull the hair out right here. What shape does it usually make right here?
Say right here.
Is it square, triangular, or more round? Like if we did the whole graduation, whole slick back. We'll do it on your slick back guy. So horseshoe section, looking in the mirror, it's usually from his recession points. So this is horseshoe.
I do have a good question though. When you section someone, do you always go with their natural growth pattern, like how they show in the DFS formula, or does it like pertain to the style they want?
You want to do to the growth pattern, but sometimes I just do it to the style. You know what I'm saying? But especially when you're cutting down the middle, you want to do it according to the growth pattern.
Oh, kind of like when you split the hair down the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand now.
How it naturally falls, because a lot of the springs, like a spring is just like how the hair kind of bounces, that can affect it. So what shape is this section? Square, round, or triangular?
Round.
Right, because if we look at it from up here, it's round.
From like a top point of like a
top aerial view is round. Right, so this is like the most common one, I guess. It really depends on what shape of the style you're trying to make. Don't overcomplicate it, right? So now we're gonna do square. It's a little bit more tricky to.
I think I've seen in some of your videos you do a square and it does look like a little tricky.
I do a lot of triangular though.
And that would be like kind of like from this kind of just going straight to, that's usually what you teach in the DFS.
Exactly. That's a good for graduation because you're already cutting. So graduation is a triangular in the back. You cut it. When you pull there, you'll see when we do it. You'll pull it. It's shorter coming up to here, and then it's longer back here. I'll explain it. So square could be the same way from the recession.
So do you usually always start from your recession points?
I always start my sections from the side. I'm not gonna start back here and then, some people do it, not wrong with that. I start, so. You're gonna have to do it over many times. Don't be ashamed. Even the greats redo it, like, and it's not about always getting the perfect section because what matters more?
The mechanics of what you were doing when you're cutting.
What you're actually doing, yes. So square for me is sometimes the most tricky.
The most tricky section to do?
Yeah, to make. Not perfect, but you see how it's square? It's really square back here. That's really where you build the squareness, you build the corners. So if I wanted to make it more square. So it's about building corners on the head. These are our corners, right? Obviously that's corner too, but these are our corners. So that's square. Now we're gonna do triangular. Triangular is probably one of the easiest.
I mean, that's the one I usually do. How do you know what section you should make?
Honestly, it's more so of what shape you want to build. So if you want a more square graduation, I'd section it square. But then it gets very complicated. We'll kind of go into that a little bit later if you want to. Very tricky, but you don't...
Do you feel like it's something people also overthink a lot?
They overthink and they're like, oh, well, it's not that deep. Like I can achieve a round shape on a triangular section. Yeah, like it's not that deep. And usually it's good to just section it like this. Twist it. And then you could clip it. Oh, you don't got metal clips?
Nah.
You need metal clips.
Metal clips?
Because
I've always seen you use them,
put that in.
But I never understood why.
Yeah,
You
need
put
to
it
get
in like
metal.
right here?
Yeah. So metal clips, they're just better, bro. Like for straight hair, these ain't made for straight hair. That's like for like curly hair. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It can't grip it.
Would you usually use metal clips just on the straight hair and then there's ones on the curly hair?
Absolutely. I literally never use those clips. These, never. Except on curly hair. And that's if I'm doing like an undercut, which I sometimes do.
Rarely do.
Exactly.
I mean, for you, obviously, I have a million undercuts because a lot of people get them for like tapers and stuff like that.
So for me, bro, something I've been doing recently on my graduation, which has helped, is I kind of separated, bro. Like I used to, I'm saying used to, like literally.
A few months ago.
Literally a few weeks, like I was just doing it, but I kept running into trouble towards the back. It's like, how do I stay consistent with connecting it without getting lost? Because it's just there's a lot of hair, right? We want to take this short to long, that's a lot. So what I'll do now, and you probably see like Josh O.P. do it, is I'll
section off like with right behind the ear.
Yeah. And then you could start here or here.
Depending on however you feel more comfortable.
I'd probably start low key back here. Because the back, I'll tell you, the back on graduation is the hardest, in my opinion. That's what I struggle with. All it is, easy. But then because you can have a fire cut, but then at the end you peep, like there's
hair
divots
sticking out. And like the head shape, it dips usually back here. And people usually have like different like their skull protrudes in different areas.
Exactly. So moving on, the goals with sectioning is separate top from the sides, or separate the sides from the back, or to isolate certain areas. So if you were doing curtains, what would you isolate?
Usually the apex area, like when the hair starts to like fall down from the top.
You isolate the curtains because that's the style you want to preserve. You know, we're taught a lot of times we're paid, to cut hair, we're paid to keep hair on the head, you know what I'm saying? So with that, we'd isolate it so that we keep that section safe so that we don't cut too much.
This is probably where I feel like I have the biggest problem.
Yep, this is probably one of the most important parts. Because I learned, when I went to England, London, I went to learn shear work, right? So he was explaining it, I understood everything. I got home, tried to do it, but it still wasn't coming out how I was taught. But I'm like, I don't get it. And then he's telling me, it's because your angles, you're not holding the hair right, you're not cutting it right. You can understand everything, but if you don't do it right, it won't matter. So let's really dial this in and we're gonna practice on here. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't really use block graduation. The only time I use it
So it would be for a fade. It would be for a fade usually.
Because I know I'm gonna fade into it. So it's like...
And that would be obviously, like you said, if we probably wouldn't do it to mine because it's shorter, but obviously, but obviously someone who's like who basically is like you said, a transformation is rough. So you need that foundation to know where to stop.
And like him, you can't really see it because the red line, but there's bulk there. I'll do block graduation if I want that bulk. See, Josh O.P., he's so good at it that he knows how to hold it at different angles. So he knows if he pulls it down more, there's gonna be more weight. Most people aren't that good at block graduation. We're taught to do block graduation and be tight. When you're tight, there's no length left. You're going straight to skin. So that's why I stay away from block graduation, just because I'm not that good at it. So I'd rather focus on like things that I'm better at. You know what I'm saying? Does everything make sense so far?
Yeah, it does. I definitely understand, like you said, the block graduation, because sometimes I like, damn, where I place it at, especially if it's like a longer hairstyle, like, damn, where I pull at, where I leave it at. That's where it kind of comes from, because like I said, some of them come out good, some of them come out worse.
I definitely get that. Think about, so block graduation is like, you're putting in a weight line pretty much. Whether that's a longer weight line, a shorter weight line. So you can do block graduation on your hair, like the back of it. I could do it like,
because it's kind of like mullety kind of thing.
I could do it right here, set it, boom, but then I transition to vertical. But I'd use the block graduation as my guide.
So for the vertical going like straight down?
And all of that, yep. So you could do it like that as a little guide, but
it's also like setting a weight line. It's kind of like when you put it in a hard line with a fade, kind of same thing, kind of like the same principle.
In a way, same principle, similar principle.
Because you have to take that line out, kind of thing.
And you can't put a trimmer line and then go with a 2 down here. Like, nah, you already put the trimmer up here. So same thing with block graduation, unless you're doing a mullet. That's the only time it'd go longer, progressively longer. So yes, good thinking. That's what I like keep thinking in the principles aspect, not necessarily, well, I do this.
Don't think like a robot, basically.
Exactly. Principles. That's what life is based on, literally. So we already went over this, but identify how the hairstyle is going to be. So forward graduation. Pass me your scissors, bro. You need smaller shears for sure. I have these. I use these for afros. These are the 7s.
Those are the 6.5s, actually.
6.5?
Yeah, a little bit under.
Okay.
I'm not lying, because my first shop, he was like, well, using them low ass shears.
These are big. These are 6.5?
Yeah. What size would you say to get, like?
6. Not 5.5. 6.
I know before you was like, after when I've been watching you since like after you went to London. Before that, so you like,
you saw them a little behind Jones like
shears.
Nah, bro. They was good for practice. So even for you, like, if you really want to get technical with it, buy some little behind pair like that, because it forces you to be accurate. And then you upgrade to a 6.
I mean, that's probably something I'll do.
Get a 6. A 6 is like, yeah.
A 5.5 probably you probably someone who does like no idea what they're doing kind of thing.
What you mean?
Because you said kind of get the 5.5 if you're really struggling with the technical aspect.
Yeah, because it limits your
some people like they open the scissor too much or they hold it a certain way. So when the bigger the shear, it's more hard to control.
Exactly. Yes. The more responsibility, bigger the shear. So, are you familiar with forward graduation or?
No, mostly just backwards.
Wow.
And the thing is with Joshua, he starts from the back, so that makes it even more confusing.
Okay, let's work backwards then, right? So backwards graduation is like this, right? Section a piece. Where are you getting tighter at?
Towards the back?
Towards the back. What shape is my fingers making?
Triangle.
Triangular, exactly. Because all triangular is going from longer to short or shorter to longer. That's it. You're just... It's
either inverted or the same way.
So
that like longer, shorter, long be more like you said, like on a mullet, like it's longer here and shorter in the back. That's usually how it is.
So for forward graduation, what's the second word? Graduation. It's still graduation. So what shape are we going to be making, or with our fingers?
Shorter to longer, since it's going forward and then back up.
So we're going to be doing triangular, longer to shorter actually.
I see the angle you're pulling at. That's how
So really, I could really only cut to right here, because after this is all loose. It's not going to be consistent. I have a tight grip on this hair, right? That's going to make a triangular shape. Where's it going to be shorter towards? Right here or towards here?
Are you going forward, or you said forward?
Yeah, I'm going forward.
It's going to be shorter here, because you're pulling out more. You're pulling out the hair more, so it's obviously going to be shorter from where it's going from.
So if you're doing a crop, you'd use this towards the taper area or the fade area, because it's going forward. So what's important is our body positioning, right? So we're going to start with some backwards graduation, right?
But one thing I know you never want to be like turning your body, kind of like all like elbows and like.
Elevating. These shears need oil.
How often do you oil your shears?
Before every scissor cut. See how it's having trouble cutting? Mm-hmm. And even if you have to section this hair out the way, do it. So now I'm going under and then over.
Just to kind of get maximum tension.
Yep, and control. See how if I tried to cut there, it's not, hair ain't even ready to be cut. Now it's ready to be cut. Elevation. Angle.
How do you know how to elevate?
The guide.
The guide?
So if your guide's like way down, it's like, whoa, what am I doing? Like this? Nah, too much weight.
So you would pull down to your guide and then elevate above it?
Slightly.
Slightly?
So boom. It depends on what look you want to make, so.
So you're usually like angling more like going kind of more triangular to the right since you're going to be flowing into what you're going to make right here?
Everything's going to be flowing back this way.
It's like also make my section a little bit too small probably.
Yep. But it's better to make it small than big. I will say that.
So you're pulling a little bit more down since you want the weight to be heavier there?
Yep.
Because that's usually where they want the weight at, kind of like parietal ridge area.
Just stay neat, don't rush. Remember elevation.
So usually would elevate lower, kind of like the more higher into the cut you would go?
It really depends. So if I have a tight haircut, like tight, meaning I'm going straight into a fade, there needs to be a lot of elevation. This is gonna be pretty heavy, you know?
Because I think you're pulling it really, really low compared to how you were when you started at the bottom.
Yep. See that flow? It's because you go from shorter to longer. So you naturally it's just supposed to build more weight. If this is the same length down there, you're gonna be in trouble.
Oh, but so is there times where you would not elevate as high with a cut like this, or if they wanted it kind of shorter, like less flowy?
Less flowy?
So you're usually
guard.
So you're usually on a cut where they slick and all of that. Usually towards the top. After you make your guide at the bottom, you're usually always elevating lower.
Either 90 degrees or elevating lower, yeah. 90 is like
90 is basically straight off from straight to your chest.
Pretty much.
Basically straight off from the head.
Yeah. But no, there's times I'll elevate if it's like just a tighter look. Like you'll see how this comes out. So I'm gonna use my guide over here. Actually, I can make my own guide right here. With mannequins, it's different because you gotta kind of make it disconnected right here.
Disconnected right, like the temple area?
Yeah, otherwise it's gonna poke out. So if I wanted a more tighter graduation, I'll go like this.
That basically means so like it's not really like moving kind of thing? Like
it not right here, but
yeah.
Above that it will. Watch your shit. Guide.
Basically, no matter where you go, you always have your guide once you start from the bottom. So it's not really about the length per se. It's kind of like the angle.
Yep.
So it's kind of like the same thing as Josh. Just
exactly.
like just a different way of doing it. A different way to understand it.
Of course, since we went tighter, we'll have to redo the back, but that's fine. Under, over.
Yeah, I'll probably be more comfortable starting from the front. So you comb down and pull from your previous guide and then choose the elevation that you want for the cut.
Exactly. Not cutting past my second knuckle. Why?
Kind of loose because that's where the tension's at.
Yep.
Oh, the hair is like kind of loose.
See that flow?
And I can see how it's tighter. It's kind of tighter than it was in the back as well.
Now we'll connect this.
It made it look like the long hair wasn't that much to deal with. Like usually if I seen long hair, I was like, oh shit.
So this is when I'm gonna move my client. I'm gonna move my body. So this is where you can get lost easily. Back here. One, because we already had a guide, but we're making a new one. We're following a new one. Matches right up. Next guide. Next guide. Next guide. See the flow?
So I kind of wasn't really paying attention to how you were sectioning. Is it kind of like the section you made at the top kind of help you section kind of thing?
Because all my panels are gonna be
Naturally triangular since you
exactly.
sanction out the top that way.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand what you're doing.
See how it's longer towards here? What shape is this gonna make if we did the same thing to that side?
That side? Triangular.
Yep. See? You wanna do the other side?
Yeah.
So the tricky part is not going too short, but not keeping it too long as the other side. It has to be even. So we have to get all that hair out the way. It needs to be soaked right here. Let me show you something.
Were you able to like kind of tell that the shape was off a little bit there when you combed
Slightly.
it back? Can you always tell like from like looking at the front of view if the shape is off?
Not always. You could tell by how the hair lays when it's wet if it's uneven. Like you can see it. It'll be like choppy sometimes. I'll show you on the other side if you make it uneven by accident. Okay, let's get it. So you see the nape is at a perfect length. So it's gonna be a little tricky, but because you have to do the choice of length again over here. All right, how about I do the back and then you do this part?
Okay.
Cool?
Yep.
Just so I can show you how to use your guide.
And just so I can make sure the other side's the same length.
Exactly.
So I know you said usually you're starting to do this like more kind of start from the back, but I feel like I'll be more comfortable starting from the sides.
You could start from the sides. It's just going to be tricky to connect
So it's kind of like I'm gonna have to really be focused on my mechanics once I transition to the back kind of thing.
Exactly.
See, towards the bottom, you're kind of elevating like right at 90 degrees.
Yep.
And then once once you get to this area is when you'll start to really elevate lower.
Really leveraging my guide from this side to help me on this side.
See how this, you obviously switch your fingers, so you're going to the left side, other side you're just going like this.
It's trickier on the left side, bro.
Because you're obviously we're right-handed, so.
I gave you the hard side. You're right-handed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. See how it just got messy?
Usually you don't clip the hair out the way, right?
Sometimes I do, bro. I would, like right now, I would use a clip. Just cause like, we're going from long to short.
Well, so the clips are out is not really gonna make it too much better, so.
Exactly.
Is that kind of way a good way to see if how your shape is, like when you kind of comb it that like that?
So now you got your guide. So we're gonna go through the presentation some more.
Okay.
So it's all about finger positioning, how you hold the hair, and your cutting line. So it's not about the section, it's not about, it's about how you hold it. Because even when I was getting a little shaky, but I kept it consistent, I fixed it. So if you're like elevating too high on one section and you take too much off, you have to stick with that. Otherwise it's gonna stick out.
Yeah,
you know how it is when you cut the hair too short.
It's like,
out.
especially with like certain hair textures.
So do this. I'll guide you through it. Then we're gonna get to connecting the top. So I want you to do it with your backhand.
More backhands.
So I said this side just sucks, bro. So instead of like this.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you mean by backhand, you mean like kind of like this?
Exactly. When you're on that side, that's how you should be doing it, especially going back. Otherwise, do it the other way. You ain't got control.
So
There's
what?
no control.
What do you mean?
Try and section it how you were sectioning at first.
Oh, like this?
There's no control. It's awkward, you know?
How is there like no control when you do it that way?
Because on a live model, right? So when we're on this side, we have control because we can fully go like that.
So we can kind
Can't
of
do the same with like
so
if I
we
was
can, so we can kind of do it just how I did it right there, but you can't really do the same thing on the left side. It's kind of what you're saying.
exactly. It's different.
So you have to adjust to the side you're on.
Exactly. And before you section, always comb the hair back to how it's gonna flow. Same thing forward. If we're about to section for a crop, we're gonna comb everything forward. We're not gonna comb it back. We're gonna comb it in the way that it's gonna be cut. So here's your first guide. You're gonna have to make it because on a mannequin it's different.
Yeah, but usually that first guy would usually be there already, kind of thing, or I mean, it's always gonna be a little bit more tapered near the side, anyways.
So if I'm tapering, I'm going right here.
Like on the scalp, but if not, you're kind of pulling out a little slightly.
I'm gonna pull out. If he wants like Patrick Bateman.
Would I do triangular here as well, or kind of like?
Yep, triangular.
Triangular.
You want to start building that flow. If you feel like that section's too big, split it. Yep, exactly. Get in the habit.
You wouldn't even think about something like that.
Yeah. So come under, yeah, because we want to elevate.
Come under and then go.
No, just come under and then cut. Because we're elevating on this part.
Oh, so you're elevating up to the section.
What do you mean?
You said come under because you're elevating. So
you're just elevating because that part's going to be shorter. So we want to elevate when we don't want as much weight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Come out some. Cut right there. Now you got to do full strokes. Yeah. See how uneven that is?
Yeah.
Because you were chunking at it. So redo that. And cut it so it's clean. Do full strokes. Okay, so let's check it. So this is the guide you made. This is my guide. Okay. That's very accurate. Cool. So just follow that. So if it don't match up, what does that mean you're doing wrong?
I'm not angling right.
Exactly, your elevation. So let's get neat. Like this is sloppy right now. This is how we start messing up. Like this was up here. Yeah, I want you to clip each section you do.
Clip each section I do?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Clip it out your way so you're only focusing on.
Yeah, that's probably was.
So clip this. Yep. And now just focus on it.
So if I were starting from the back, would I start from right here, or would I just go forward?
What do you mean?
Because you say I want me to use this as my guide, so I would kind of go like this, or use the guide I made right here.
Match them both up.
Match them both up.
So how would you do that? Scoop under, because it's the ear. Find your guide on the right side, find your guide on the left side. Elevate to where they match up. So you see your guide right there, boom, that's the guide over there. You don't have your guide, you gotta grab it. Boom. I think that might be it, yeah. Let me see.
It's always good, that's a big ass section.
Yep, you could do it like this too. Yep, that's your guide right there. So this should be the angling.
So now I can pull a little bit more towards my chest if I was elevating too high. That's why I couldn't see it as much.
And remember, like this, out more towards here. It could get confusing, bro. So out towards his face, in towards the other guy.
Kind of just like that.
Yes. Yeah, your cuts have to get better. That was very uneven. Flare out more. You're kind of like vertical.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
I seen like some
Nice
inconsistencies from the way I was cutting.
Yeah. That's why I hate mannequins, like the guides, bro. Your guide's actually right there. It's not like this on a real head. You can always see your guide, but I hate the sideburn area on a mannequin. It's so inconsistent. So we could still connect everything. I'm gonna do this so we can connect the top and I can show you. I think the main struggle you're dealing with is your scissor mechanics. That's what I'm noticing.
Because I can just say like I'm sectioning and elevating fine.
Yeah, you don't know how to cut with the shears yet, like fully. You need smaller shears. Boop. Confident strokes. I want the hair to be cut all consistently. If I'm like this,
It's gonna come out choppy.
it's gonna be choppy. If I cut myself, oh well, it's a part of the game. So now all of this is gonna be easy.
It's usually less, a little tougher towards that part, connecting them.
See, most people don't do it this way. They just they start here. But we got the hardest part out the way, which is the back. Trust me, that's the hardest part.
Model just pulled up.
But now all of this is already cut. Pulling the hair down creates heavy flow, aka disconnection, right? So right now, what do we have? Disconnection. It's an undercut. We want to get rid of that. So many ways we can do it. So many ways. We'll just do it. I'm trying to think. Boom.
Shit, that was easy.
Now, if I pull it down and cut like that, it's going to be disconnected still. If I elevate a bit,
What kind of angle are you cutting out when you're connecting from, well, isn't like when you, from like behind the ear, a little bit of a different angle you're doing, or kind of still triangular?
right now,
Yeah.
I'm just going 90 degrees.
90 degrees.
Lifting. Now, towards here, I'm gonna come out diagonal so I can keep it longer. Now I got my guide over here.
Also, now you have your guy for when you go to the other side, so they're both identical.
Elevation's off, let me fix it. So when it's disconnected, that's when you have to use a lot of hairspray because it's flopping down.
Yeah, yeah.
When does disconnection happen? When it's too short on the sides and long up top.
Yeah, it's not like, they don't go into each other. Isn't the slick back usually like more connected towards the back though? Like when it flows?
So now we're gonna cut the top. You could just grab this. See the peak?
Yep, right down the middle.
Boom. Boom. Yeah, these shears suck, bro.
You're honest. Is the fact I ain't oiled them in so long, or the fact that they're how big they are?
What you mean?
No, you said they suck, but I know you're saying how they're too big and I didn't oil them.
Oh yeah, the oil. They're just big.
It's crazy how like the little things mean the most.
Facts, bro. Really makes a difference.
Okay, now I can kind of see why I kind of have my problem that you were saying, probably with my mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing that to make sure it connects to the back.
That's the last part that this system doesn't cover is the back connection.
Is that kind of why you section like these off? Because that's mostly what's going to connect to the back anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Other ones kind of flow into the sides.
Everything else flows naturally if you cut it right. That's too long right here. You see how it was sitting?
I was like sitting like really heavy.
Yeah. See? Now watch. Better. Let's do some cross-check work. Ooh. That's not good at all. Again, you won't run into these problems on a real person, bro.
It's kind of like making kind of a mind of its own with the growth pattern and shit
bro.
like that.
It's really crazy. I could tell it's uneven in the front.
Something you wouldn't have to cross-check as much if it was a real person.
You'll see on him, bro. It'll be easy.
So if you cut a man, you can pretty much cut anything.
Bro, facts. All right, let's blow dry it. You got the piece with the brush? The flowy piece?
Like the directional nozzle?
Yeah, I think.
This part?
Perfect, yep. And a brush, a good brush.
No, a lot of my brush is probably trash, but
That's good.
it's good.
You see, I had to do a lot of cosmetic touch-ups because it was a mannequin. Where on the model, it should be much easier.
We kind of focused on when we blow drying.
Drying the back first.
Drying the back first.
The back is the hardest, but it's a mannequin, so.
It's kind of however it's gonna sit, however it kind of wants to.
So this is the hardest part to dry.
Right towards the back usually.
Yep, the crown.
Once you saturate it so much too.
That moisture just is trapped there easily.
How long do you usually take to style in a person's hair?
A good amount.
Good amount. I know Joshua Peach is like 20 minutes, 15
Yeah.
minutes. See how the hair just looks weird.
Yeah. Because we ain't put no product in it too.
What kind of product would you put in it?
Matte clay paste.
Matte clay paste. That's another thing I'm sure. I only have 2 products, so I don't even know what else to do.
You need more, Brody. You have the product with you?
I only have the 245 clay.
Yeah, that's fine. Mix it with water too.
Water
just a
too.
little bit. Where do you cut at?
I cut right here.
Right here? Perfect. All right, we're ready for the client now. Let's put it to use.
I'm ready for you, Iverson.
His name's Iverson?
Yeah.
That's tough.
Uh-huh.
That's tough.
What's up, bro? I didn't even say what's up to you for real.
No, you're good, bro.
All right, so what do you notice about the back of his head?
Looks like uneven, like right here.
The back.
The back,
It's flat.
very. Oh, I was about to say is
It's flat. So we have to build some shape here. Does he get a taper in the back?
No, he lets it flow. He just gets the tapers like right here, but not like a bald taper.
This haircut should take you like 25 minutes. But today, obviously, is going to take
Nah,
you
it took me an hour the last time I did it.
So he has curtains, right?
Last time I slicked it back, but yeah, he has natural curtains.
Yeah, I like this.
Drew's wet, saturate his whole head.
We're going to do the scissor work first. Get the hard part out the way. I say for him, we do a triangular section.
Yeah, it's about it. I was thinking it's the same thing. So usually start from the recession.
Yep. Just the way we practice. Yep, push it out the way. It's a little too far in.
A little too far in?
Yeah, redo it.
Sure.
Good thinking though, but
Yeah.
recession points. Boop. Let me show you. So,
His hair took the water out real quick too.
yeah, very low porosity.
You said those metal clips like on Amazon and stuff like that?
Yep. And then this part. So his head starts to round fairly quickly. So first guide.
Yeah, that was the disconnection I was talking about before that I didn't know how to connect them to.
Tight, because we're tapering. Next guide. Now I'm gonna start building weight.
And you're building that way by how?
Because I'm pulling down,
Pulling
watch.
down. Oh, like, oh, you meant like kind of like the section up before that? Okay.
He wants more weight down here though. So how we're gonna switch. Let's pivot out instead. He wants it longer down there.
Oh, I see what you mean. You're kind of like, you're kind of going the opposite direction.
Exactly.
So it's still triangular, just pivoting the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're elevating lower to build the weight right there.
Mm-hmm. This is very short right here. Very, very short. See the shape? It's more flowy.
It's not as also like that.
We want weight here. Disconnection. So we're gonna connect. I really just want to show you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
it's really up to you for the application. Because I could get you to try and do it today, but it's more effective, I believe, if you watch.
Yeah.
You really understand it. Do you understand why I'm doing these things?
Yeah,
Like,
I do.
I'm gonna do an aggressive angle here so I can connect it without taking it too short right here. Because remember, shorter we take it right here, shorter I have to take the top, because that's how we connect it.
Like I'm really like understanding like why you're pulling down to like a certain point and like why you're angling.
Exactly.
It's probably one of the main thing I have to write down.
What's that?
Like when you like when you're sectioning from that side, kind of doing it how you're doing it right there.
So I'm being sloppy here because a lot of this don't even need to be cut.
Kind of already has the way here what he wants.
Yep. So we don't want to take his top too short, right? So we're gonna connect it, but this connection isn't always bad.
Like towards the front usually, or toward like.
What do you mean? Disconnection towards the front?
I know usually like the front, the style part is usually disconnected.
Disconnected, right?
Yeah.
His is gonna be because it's like curtains. Kind of push his hair to see where it wants to go. Try that. Push it. Push the hair to see which way it wants to fall. Not like that. You're like smushing it. Like push it. Just a little tush. Like a little. Oop.
Yeah, I can kind of see it. Yeah.
Yep. How do you usually style his hair?
I floated it back. I styled it back. I've only cut him one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he was a free haircut.
He needs sea salt spray.
Sea salt spray?
Yeah. His hair is gonna get frizzy if you blow dry it.
That's what you meant when you like section off, like I was talking about earlier. Let's see if he might. Oh, we have some sea salt spray right here. You always kind of section from where the top head starts to curve.
Right, exactly, yep. I don't think the front needs to be cut. Let's blow dry him and taper him. See how simple it is?
Bro, I was just like, dang, you really did that shit mad fast.
Yeah, because he didn't need a lot of hair cut. Honestly, he doesn't.
Did you move
Now
this
bring it all together. We're gonna make the taper super blurry. Enhancements, white pencil, like that's when you bring it all together, and then the styling. That's how you connect everything together and make it that Instagram perfect.
So right now is when you just like trying to do a loose blow dry and then kind of style it again at the end.
Yeah, loose blow dry, no styling, just loose blow dry, and then taper them. Yep, nice. Yeah, just get it out the way.
Yeah.
Comb it back to get it out the way. Now for his taper, bro, I want us to kind of keep it low.
Low?
I don't want to kind of go up too high.
Kind of like start it like right where the air is at. I know we usually do like a square. Are you cool getting a bowl taper? Are you sure? Gotcha.
Wait, what is he using?
Usually gets like squared sideburns.
Like mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me like this better, but I feel like it's kind of like what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
We'll keep a baby taper.
Yeah. Kind of like the ones you do.
Yeah. To where you can really see the line. That's what people like, bro. Because the thing about mid tapers, they're beautiful, but they just grow back so ugly.
Yeah,
bro.
I know what you mean.
They look nasty. Like I told my barbers, next time they taper me, like a baby one.
Put like Rios in them?
Yeah, just a baby. I didn't get a taper yet. But when I let them, I want a baby one. You need like a drone like that.
I need the lunch table shit.
Yeah, the kitchen drone.
Bro, your station was crazy when I went there the first time.
I like that drone. Does he get a lineup?
No, the front was lined up before he.
Yeah, it looks bad. So we're gonna go trimmer first line.
Trimmer first? Especially since it's low, you kind of want to set that baldness like straight off the bat.
So everything's connected, so keep that taper really, really low.
So start it like right about here.
Yeah, real low. We can taper that in 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm about to say, but with this, you would use the comb instead of using a brush, right?
Yes. I noticed when you close your lever under it, you kind of go up a little too high.
A little bit too high?
Slightly. Work your way down. Go to like a 2.
A 2? Okay.
Because right now, like, look at this. It looks messy.
Choppy.
Fade the top out. Let's figure that out, and then work your way down. Okay. Sometimes you can skip steps. Really be careful, yeah. We could do 1.5. Just hitting that.
Yeah, like corner that area right there.
Literally right there, yeah. I'm telling you, once you line it up and all that, you could get away with a lot of stuff on a taper. It'll actually look better.
I feel like I always make things a lot more complicated than they have to be.
That's it. And now it's like, dude, half guard.
Kind of like baby scooping it.
Mm-hmm. Now we can line it up and then detail it. White pencil it. Easy.
Do you like not line up people here a lot?
Nah. I just do the C-cups and around the ear.
And I can kind of see we got the detail already.
Yep, now you know where to detail. You could even push back the line even more, like right here.
Like right there?
It's up to you though.
Let's see how it looks after.
Yeah, I think you're good right there. And then you drop down. I think anymore you might take more off.
Yeah.
Yep. And then drop down.
Drop down to what? The 1?
I don't know what that would be. It looks like a half. Just this right here.
Oh, like this
That
part,
line
this part right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We didn't take that line fully out.
Yeah. I think you flick too much sometimes and it can mess it up a little bit.
So how would you?
Like sometimes I'll dig, bro. Instead of flicking, you know? I line up around the ear.
So it's kind of like more of like a.
Yeah, like a digging.
Instead of like
trying to, yeah. I'd reline everything up and line around the ear too.
Wouldn't you usually like go like to here? 'Cause I know it flows back.
Oh no, I wouldn't touch that. I would
just drive right around the ear basically.
Yeah, make sure it's nice and crispy. I would redo this. Anything left over, we'll thin and shear it. I like that you aren't afraid to push it back though. I peeped that earlier,
Yeah.
which is good.
I mean, it won't pop if you don't.
Yeah, facts. You got enhancements and everything?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not that good at putting enhancements on though.
Yeah, we could do the pencil.
Usually put it like right around there.
Yeah.
You feel like I can take off some more hair here?
Nah, you good.
They're good? Yeah. These trimmers are the truth though, by the way.
Yeah, they're fine.
I mean, I got them because of you before.
Yep. And a little bit around the ear too.
Oh, like here?
Yep.
Like kind of just this half circle area?
Yep. Low key, you could blend it in with your finger too.
How do you do it with your finger? Oh, it's kind of like your brush effect.
Like literally, because them trimmers be too sharp sometimes. All right, let's detail that taper with the thin and shear. Where do you see needs work? I only see one area.
This?
I think you're good there.
I was gonna say right there.
Like literally just a little bit, point cutting, just a little bit.
Is that point cutting?
You want me to show you?
Yeah, because I don't really know how to point cut like that. Can you show me it without cutting, like how you would like hold it? So it's kind of like you're hovering? Or
Kind of like chomping. See how much of a difference that made? Just a little bit.
It just makes it like really pop, even though it's low.
Exactly. Let's shave his face on this side. So moving into weight, what does elevating do to weight? Does it remove it or does it build it?
It removes it.
It removes it. So less elevation does what?
It builds weight.
Builds weight, right. And what does kind of like 90 degrees do? When you're not trying to get fit in the gym, like build muscle, you're just trying to kind of cruise.
Yeah, maintain.
Maintain.
Kind of like maintain or main gain, however you kind of call it.
Exactly. Maintains weight. So, another thing, we didn't practice this, but when you section horizontally, that builds weight because it's stacking.
So horizontal would be like?
Exactly. So, really got three types of
section. It's like
vertical,
diagonal, and horizontal.
Diagonal and horizontal, exactly.
Diagonal be like more following like the curvature of their head.
Yup, and that's for what? Graduation.
Yeah.
To go from shorter
to long, shorter to longer.
Exactly.
Longer to shorter.
Yep, exactly. Horizontal would be to stack weight.
Kind of like how we were doing earlier?
No.
Not like that, no.
I'm talking about strictly on the sides.
On the sides?
So like for a lot of women's haircuts, it's like horizontal sectioning. Because they're not trying to go from short to longer. They're just trying to have like a uniform length or like layers.
Yeah.
Vertical would be to kind of remove that internal weight without taking too much off. So remember at the end, I was going vertical with a lot of the sections on that one.
Like towards the back?
Yeah, because it was a lot of weight that I needed to remove. So I went vertical to do that.
From what you've seen, what do I need to work on the most?
Being more intentional with a lot of things that you're doing. You're second guessing yourself.
He'll just show up, that's how he is.
Nice. Yeah, yep, I line it just like that. Yep. What's your biggest struggles with coarse hair?
Coarse hair? I feel like it's probably the hair I struggle the least with, to be honest. But,
Okay, good. So we'll focus more on content with this one.
But I would say just his hair, get the detail the fuck out of it, because on the
It's sparse.
on the left and the right side is sometimes.
What do you usually get?
Yeah. High taper.
High taper?
He gets everything. Whatever I tell him to get, he gets. For real.
You want to try a fade on him? Hold on, let me see it.
If he's with it.
Nah, high taper. You got the brown enhancements for him?
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's like has helped me a lot.
So be careful.
I'm just about to say.
Anything above that, you're gonna disconnect it. I think, yeah, you're good. You gotta switch guards.
Switch guards, go
instead
down.
of trying to do it. Did you use your shaver?
Yeah. Does it look less bald?
Look right here. That's balder than here. That might just be from his indentations. But yeah, let's detail this. I'd try like a 3, bro. Just be very careful.
Like really hit it right.
Yeah. And then thin and shears, if anything.
How do you feel about the lighting in here? Like
It's chilling. It's like natural light, but then you need your own ring lights.
I mean, it's right there. I've been.
Okay, cool.
And then kind of just like what you told me, show me how to do on the other side.
Be very careful.
So it's kind of like.
It chunks, yeah, exactly. And comb, yep. Yeah, too much already.
Almost ready.
Yeah, I could tell. So now we have to, let me see. Let's see what we can do.
Can I always like use the comb instead of point cutting, or you would recommend?
Yeah, you can.
Recommend learning this.
This is like an extra skill. The thing about your fading system that I'm peeping, you focus too much up here. Sometimes you just gotta knock out a few things at the bottom and it'll look fine. You don't even have to touch up here. You know what I'm saying? So, like, look at that. Yeah, it looks pretty solid now. Now we do the pencil. I'd reline it up.
Yeah.
Do around the ear, then the pencil. Yep. So what does horizontal sectioning and cutting do?
It builds weight.
Yep.
I like how you're making sure I know I'm actually learning.
And do the finger technique I told you. So you could reapply it.
Reapply it.
Yeah, don't be afraid to reapply. And then just do the smear technique.
Instead of just using a razor.
Yep. Because the razor already did its job. You know what I'm saying? Now you could just smear it.
Smear some more.
No, that's good.
That's good.
I wouldn't even razor that part.
This part right
Yeah,
here?
it's too irritated. You can if you want though. So we'll go sea salt.
Sea salt. Usually I use any like styling combs or anything, or
Yeah.
I have an OP comb and these.
Yep, both of them.
Both of them.
Let's do some sea salt. So I'll start by like let's clean up his neck with the trimmer. Like just lift up a lot of this hair.
Yeah.
You can even lift up with the comb and clean up everything under it. So like, flick it to right there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hair will still lay over it, but you could just be a little careful because his neck getting sensitive. Yep, exactly. Nice. Cool. You like it, man?
Yeah.
Shit's fire.
I like this.
Let's get a showcase. So let's take off the cape,
Tip off the cape.
neck strip, everything.
Kind of better to have it messy than like combs.
This your phone, bro?
Yeah.
Look at the camera, bro. Look at the camera. I wouldn't record right here because it's too dark.
That's why I wasn't. Usually I do exactly where you did it right there.
Look at the camera. Give us a smile. Yeah.
Is there?
All right, so let's set your phone up in there.
Well, I have mine is like this or?
Yep, vertical.
Vertical.
For process. So let's first get a crazy before. Oh, you're showing brand.
Yeah.
So last slide on here is just be consistent with your combing mechanics. I want you to drill this in your brain. You know, if you're going under on one side the whole drill, and then the next side you're going under and over. It's gonna be consistent. So remember how we were coming under a lot? So if I came under
I know what you mean.
all sections,
And then I'm coming over. If I'm doing one thing, I'm doing the same thing.
same thing.
Other side. Section by section.
Yep. Remember that. So I like to comb under and over for control, especially towards the top.
Yeah. I'm nice to them sometimes. I mean, when they're winning, I'm nice.
Cool. We'll bring it over to this one.
Now plug right there. We're just like bringing it this way with the wire.
Yeah. I think it's top down low. All right, bet. Ready? Turn reverse. Look at the camera, bro. Oh, he's in there. We're gonna do a low style video.
So a low style.
Yeah, lows. Alright. So B, I want you to go like how Los goes in his videos. Like, we should
Awesome,
like on some fake stuff. You gotta be fake. So, what's it called? Have you ever given him a fake?
a while back.
You think you look good?
I gave him a low fake and I was practicing low fakes, but I think my fake would look good on it. But I just don't think you should have any hooks.
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. So literally, not. You can't be scared.
I just gotta pull it.
Pull it. Especially back here, this is where it's going to be good. Higher.
Higher.
Yeah. Yes. Let's get it. Don't make the line hard. Don't matter. Just gotta do it.
This is just feels now comfortable.
Down more. Yep. Nice. Yes. Down, yes. Down, yep. Down, all the way. Down all the way. Nice, bro. I'm playing.
Have you shaved before or after?
We're not gonna record that, but no, you do it. Yeah. We only gonna record the satisfying.
Yeah, like the guard,
Yeah.
clipper guard open.
Principles.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you can record that part.
I like that. But his skin looks like so perfect right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like dude.
But
I think this cut down a little bit. I feel it.
alright, cool. Now we start on the fade. We'll go lever open, like we want the hair to fall off and all that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna test your skills, your speed. Rush through your process and then we'll detail it. Rush through. See, on that part we go too high.
On my clothes.
Yeah, no, on your half wet. We go too high. That's the part where you're messing up at. Keep it down.
So for future reference, it's supposed to go up.
Like, go up higher with the lever open and then drop down to the halfway and then close. You go too high with the halfway, which messes it up. What is it? So the problem when you're fading is gotta be generous. What's your guidelines?
Oh, I give myself a lot more space.
Mm-hmm. I'll work my way down from the 4. Do you feel more confident fading or?
What do you mean? Like,
After watching my process?
I just know I need to stretch the
Yeah.
fade out more.
You're too scared with like the trying
baby.
to make the baby guidelines. Then you end up having to go back and detail it anyway.
See, I messed up a little bit right here. But
Hey, it's not a mess up unless you don't fix it.
yeah. Nice, needs detailing.
You could push that up. Like
This way, open.
Still doing the same thing. and then the half. Then go back to the half. Oh no, vertical.
Oh, vertical?
Always vertical, always.
No, I probably stopped fucking that because I seen your tripod. Do you usually record the lineup in the process videos or not? Not really, only because it's a Lowe's type video, right?
On him, probably not. We don't have to, but we'll just talk about lineups in general. Like, this is really where I, you know.
Yeah, I'm not like, cause I'll be lining him up for like 10 minutes sometimes. And then sometimes it's still, his hair is usually longer, but sometimes his hair will still just not want to stay in a certain position, or I have to keep combing it and combing it and combing it.
So let's get a little bit of hairspray. Just a little bit.
You use like only hairspray on certain types of hair? I know you say you usually don't use it.
I don't really use a lot of hairspray. I'm actually making my own right now.
Really?
Yeah, but it's a lot of complications with that.
Like with the chemicals and like the formulas and stuff like that?
It's chemistry, bro. I've been working on it for almost 2 years. It's a lot, you know. But when it is done, I'm gonna own the formula. And sell it to somebody for $2 million.
Facts.
Actually, that's lowballing. I'll do 20 million or 200 million. Somebody's pulling up right there.
Nah, there's apartments upstairs. Lit all the time. Huh? They be lit all the time.
See, the secret to lineups that most people don't understand, it's not about making it straight. It's about making it balanced. Symmetrical, balance, and playing with the head shape, bro. Like, what's involved with a lineup is the head shape, indentation. So he doesn't really have too many indentations. Like the other video I have in the academy about lineups, someone can have an indentation, and in order to make their hairline look straight, you have to make it crooked.
So the hairline, if hair, whether it protrudes or like goes in kind of thing?
The forehead.
The forehead, yeah.
The skull. That's all the hairline is. All of our hair is just laying on our skull. That's it. So whatever our skull shape is, that's how it is. Right? So it's gonna be like meeting at that point. And there's not that many people that are really good at lineups in our industry. The only people I can think of off the top of my head is me, Get Beamed. Because I think about lineups like all aspects, not just black hair.
Like any type of hair.
Any type of hair. Like just understanding the whole thing. Me and Get Beamed, Cashy T, he's good at lining black guys.
That's crazy.
So with this, right, let's get the enhancements right.
How much do you usually put in?
Just enough for the cut, yeah. Not too much. After the enhancements, I kind of solidified a lineup.
Kind of comb and make sure like combs in place with like the color kind of thing.
Exactly. Like lineups legit are effortless for me just because I've just been doing it for so long. It's really not hard. You're just balancing. You got to be able to easily identify.
That's usually where I have his problem with his lineup, towards the middle.
Shout out my boy Los. He put me onto this method. All set, finish him up, bro. We good. I'm gonna do the showcase.
This should look crazy.
Let's do that same angle.
Oh,
from right here. You could do a handheld.
On handheld? Yeah. Or just hold it like obviously how I had it.
I would show off the hairline too. I don't know if that's the best side for the fade. Might be the other side.
Put your head down. Don't put your head down. Like put your eyes down. Put it down.
Yes, perfect. Yep.
Put it down.
Perfect. Perfect. Really.
I feel like cheating if I close on this.
Nah. Proof for the class. You gotta post it for the class to complete it. Try and stay away from the diagonal angles like that.
Really?
It's a little tacky.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, I posted the other one the other day and I thought it was dope.
Me too. I think it's tacky.
I think it's tacky. You don't want the viewer like.
It's kind of like, oh, he's definitely trying to show the fade kind of thing.
I mean, the fade looks better when it's straight on.
I feel like I definitely took a bunch.
Nice, yeah, we're set. Yeah, you got the good ones.
What's up, guys? I just finished a one-on-one class with the School of Barbering with the 4th Ken. Learned a lot of gems, got a lot of valuable information. He taught me sectioning, haircutting, content, the whole shebang. I just want to tell you guys with the experience I have being in the School of Barbering Academy. It's literally only $50 a month, man. You get content to make content, haircutting. You get direct access to the mentorship, all that type of thing. They're also having an affiliate program where if you get someone to join the mentorship, you get basically a percentage of their earnings. So let's say it's $50 a month, you'll get $20 a month moving forward. As long as they're enrolled in the mentorship, you'll make money off of that as well. I think it's a great opportunity for you guys to level up. If you're feeling lost, if you don't know what to do moving forward, if you feel like you don't know what you're doing for cutting hair, you feel like you're kind of lost, I would say it's definitely a good investment. It's literally only $50, man. So literally one haircut a month, one haircut a week. And if you're not in School of Barbering, just click the link below and I'll see you over there, man.
So let's do a little recap. Our class is officially almost over. Let's do a quick little recap of what you learned, some things you took away, and maybe some unresolved questions you still have.
I would say I would just start off with what we did right now, so it's kind of fresh in my head. But I know that with my hair cutting, I need to be a lot more generous and a lot more, I guess you could say, not afraid of like stretching out my guidelines, stretching out the fade, getting into place I need to get into. I know you were saying that like I'm taking like my half when I have the clipper halfway open, I'm taking
you go too high, and then you're basically creating a new guideline that you have to go back and detail. So if you're just more careful in the beginning and more generous too with the lever open, you'll never run into that problem.
So it's kind of like I should be putting it under it, not like directly under where my guideline is, but like kind of like halfway through the guideline if I make my guideline big enough, basically.
Exactly. Yep.
And after that, I would just take unless I put the clipper closed first or take the clipper closed after, and that's also moving up with my other guidelines as well, right?
Yep, and utilize your like 1 notch open or like 3 notches closed too. Don't neglect that. Like always, I use like 3 notches closed a lot. Like that's very effective for me. Like that's like the finishing touch to get a guideline out. Whether it's the half guard, like that's one of my favorite lever positions.
It's not just like open middle close.
Like people think it's just open halfway closed. Like nah, you got to utilize like you know, even on a master or like a clipper where you have a full lever, there's no snaps. Like I'll get into the weird positions because like they're the most effective. You know what I'm saying? So
because it's not like I said, it's not cookie cutter. It's kind of like everyone's hair is different. So one that halfway might take you close on one person. Now that I still might have to do some more detail work and actually go with your corners, stuff like that.
Exactly. Think about it like this. There's 4 notches for a reason. If you didn't need them, there'd be 2 notches or 3 notches. You know, there's 4 notches for a reason. So just utilize them.
Personally, other than the things we've talked about, like you said with me stretching, what are other things you say I need to work on?
I think that covers a lot of it. Not being afraid with content either. Like, I mean, your resources are limited, but you know, doing whatever it takes to get a good showcase, even if you have to take them outside or whatever. You know, just
the lighting is pretty good in the front, so that's gonna be dope when it's nice and sunny outside, stuff like that.
Being comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know, It's not easy being uncomfortable in an environment where, I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys don't do a lot of content, right?
I'm not like, he's pretty big into content, but
Okay.
obviously the owners aren't, because they don't cut hair. All they do is make the shop look nice, collect the booth fine, and go home. So what tools, what things you say I should be investing into? Because I know you said there's certain things that I need to invest into. For example, the metal clips. What are the things you would say I need to invest?
So let's make a list right now. So number 1, metal clips. Number 2, smaller shears.
You said like a 5.5 or 6?
Either or.
Either or?
Either or. Like a shear oil brush.
Oh, yeah,
it's like a little paintbrush.
Yeah, I seen the ones that you use.
Yeah, it's fire, bro. It like notches so that it's not spilling everywhere. Like combs. YS Park combs. Get like a couple Menspire combs. Your combs are hard on the skin. Like it hurts.
Oh, the ones I was using to comb.
Yeah.
Because I could see my nephew's like getting red while I was combing his hair.
It shouldn't be like that. Like a lot of the combs I use, I think the comb I used on you, it didn't hurt, right?
No.
Yeah, the red one.
My skin's probably more sensitive than his, so.
Right.
You think the brush I have is fine?
Brushes, you need more brushes, like more vent brushes. You need more styling products.
Do you have kind of an overview of what I can use for it? Because I'm not lying, that's something where I struggle with. I don't know what to put in certain hair. Like I know for your type, I'll put like a curling cream.
Yep.
Or depending, but like I said, I didn't even know. All I do is throw sea salt in his hair and he'd be on his way. I literally blow dried it when I didn't have to, or stuff like that. Like on my other clients as well. So
sea salt, it's like 4 or 5 pillars. You know, the sea salt, the curl cream, the matte clay paste. Then like a wavy, you could do like a wavy texture powder, of course.
Texture powder, yeah.
Texture powder.
Can
And
never
then
go wrong.
this is like a hit or miss with some people. You could do like a gel or a wax.
I mean, I got some of those, but obviously just your class of people who are always gonna want gel in their hair.
Here, I don't know if that's your clientele. It's maybe, but yeah.
What products do you recommend for sea salt and matte clay paste? Or like, I know your curl cream isn't out yet, but
yeah, I wouldn't even recommend another brand, even though I don't ever see it. It's just in my PR training.
we gotta stick with that can too for now, or some shit. How about for the matte clay? Because I know you said, I know I was using the 245. I feel like sometimes it's too hard. I don't say it's not.
Well, melt it together with water.
With water.
Always, like clay is gonna be hard because clay. You know what I'm saying? So always melt it with water, warm it up, spread out products. Even curl cream. Like I tell people, like with my curl cream on the instructions, I'm working with the manufacturers. Like I'm telling people, you know, most products say apply to your hair when damp. Like no, curl cream you should apply to your hair when it's soaking wet, like straight up, because it's gonna absorb the product most. Honestly, it doesn't matter the brands as far as sea salt and all that. It's all the same. Texture powder. With the clay, just melt it.
Melt it with some water first before I just rub it into my hands.
Yep. Wet the client's hair, not too much, but just wet it so that it spreads around. Otherwise, it's going to be clumpy.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing. It has to be like an even moisture throughout the whole head.
More lights, of course.
Yeah.
Better tripod. Way better tripod. We have it in our $50 one. There's like an Amazon thingy. You'll see when I invite you.
And that should be good when it comes to tools. Pretty much all my questions fading. When it comes to the shear work, because I know I've seen a lot of things that I need to work on. For example, like how can I work on that simple mechanic?
When you're home,
just literally
open it all the way. You're like open it all the way with just your thumb. Yep. Start practicing today.
Kind of like this.
Yep.
Or keep it like on a flat surface, basically.
Yep. Or try practicing it in the air. No.
Like
yep.
that.
Yep. Keeping it static. Stay still. Yep. Perfect.
And when it comes to like, I don't really have that many models with straight hair. I'm getting a lot of them more because I post a lot of people with like slick black shit. Even though I need to work on it. Would we say like mannequins are okay for now? I know it's not gonna be the. I
think you're gonna have models for that.
Yeah.
You cut a lot of people with like straighter hair, wavy. You'll be good.
I kind of really understood, like, main thing I got from the shear work was not all really about sectioning per se. It's kind of like more about pulling out your angles, the tension, how you're combing.
Staying organized, staying neat, and sections help with that.
Even if I have to put the clip in the hair, clip it out of the way so you're more neat.
Don't be ashamed. And another thing I think you learned is sometimes it's necessary to rinse the hair. ethnic hair, like that, curly, afro. You gotta wash it most of the time.
Also, you said something about a foam. Like, so what kind of foam?
Yeah, like a wave foam.
A
that
wave
would have been
foam?
great. You could find that at anywhere on Amazon.
Yeah.
Like a wave setting foam, wave setting lotion.
That pretty much covers my questions per se. I can't really think of anything else. Obviously, I'm probably gonna just go off and go home and write a lot of mental notes because I obviously I remember the whole class from start to finish, the triangular sections, the square sections. Is there anything else that you would say?
I think my last point was washing hair. That's key. I think you're lacking in that area. White people more so need a rinse. Like if your hair was all over the place, you was wearing a hat, I wouldn't wash it, I'd rinse it because you need some of those oils in order for the haircut to come out as best. So I'd recommend that. But
getting to washing more people's hair, rinsing more people's hair.
Rinsing.
Especially if it comes out, if they come in, they're looking crazy, you just be like, yo. Man,
like him, a rinse, because his pattern was all crazy and it was just looking crazy. So, but yeah, that's it for me. We'll go ahead and wrap up here.
Yeah, I think we're all set. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you coming down.
No problem, bro. This was dope. This was dope.
For sure.
All right, guys, just wrapped up my class with Joseph. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're in the academy, make sure you take a lot of notes in this video. If you're watching this on YouTube and you're not in the academy, I don't really know what to tell you. Links down below. We're gonna catch you guys in the next one.